There are 5 specific colors that colorists and stylists reach for constantly when a woman over 60 wants to look instantly refreshed. And here's the surprising part. None of them are black. Black has been sold to us for decades as the safest, most slimming, most universally flattering choice. And yet it's often the exact color quietly making us look more tired and washed out than anything else in the closet. Today I'm walking you through the 5 colors that genuinely do the opposite. Colors that brighten your complexion, soften fine lines, and make your eyes look brighter within seconds of putting them on. By the end of this video, you're going to want to check your closet for every single one. Hey there, and welcome back to Ageless Style Secrets, the channel dedicated to helping women over 60 look polished, current, and completely confident, without needing an expensive wardrobe or a personal stylist on call. If you're new here, welcome. I'm genuinely glad you found this video, because color might be the single fastest, most affordable way to visually refresh your entire look, and today we're getting into exactly which ones actually work. And if you're already part of this community, welcome back, get comfortable, because this list is going to change how you shop from now on. Now before we get into it, here's a small favor to ask of you. If you're new here, take a moment right now to hit subscribe. This channel puts out practical, honest style advice exactly like this every single week, and you genuinely don't want to miss what's coming. And whether you're new or a long-time viewer, drop a comment down below telling me what color you're wearing most often right now. I want to see how many of you are already leaning into one of these 5, or maybe none of them at all. Alright, let's get into color number 1, because it might surprise you. Color 1, soft coral. Let's start with a color so many women avoid entirely simply out of habit, soft coral. This isn't the neon, overly bright coral you might be picturing, it's a muted, dusty version that sits somewhere between pink and orange, carrying just enough warmth to genuinely wake up the complexion without ever feeling costume-like or overly bold. Here's why this specific shade works so beautifully across such a wide range of skin tones. Coral sits at a unique point on the color wheel where it carries both warm and cool undertones simultaneously, which means it flatters an unusually broad spectrum of complexions, something most single colors simply cannot achieve. When worn near the face, a blouse, a scarf, or even a soft cardigan, coral reflects a gentle, healthy flush back up toward the cheeks and jawline, creating the same kind of visual effect a well-applied blush accomplishes, except it's happening automatically, all day long, simply through the color of your clothing. Many women who've avoided brighter colors for years describe genuine surprise the first time they try a soft coral piece, since it reads as far more sophisticated and wearable than they expected, rather than the bold, attention-grabbing color they'd assumed it would be. Color 2, soft periwinkle blue. Next, a shade that sits gently between blue and lavender, soft periwinkle. This particular blue carries a cool, soft quality that works beautifully for brightening the eyes specifically, since blue tones worn near the face tend to draw attention upward and enhance whatever eye color you naturally have, whether that's blue, green, hazel, or brown. Periwinkle specifically avoids the 2 common pitfalls of other blues. It's not so pale that it washes out the complexion the way very light baby blue sometimes can, and it's not so dark and saturated that it creates the same harsh contrast issue we discuss with black. This gentle middle ground makes periwinkle remarkably easy to wear, and it photographs beautifully too, since that soft blue tone tends to read clearly and pleasantly across nearly any lighting condition, whether that's a video call, a family photo, or simply natural daylight. This color also happens to pair beautifully with silver or gray hair specifically, creating a lovely, cohesive, cool-toned harmony from hair to outfit that many women find genuinely elevates their entire overall appearance. Alright, quick pause here, because I want to hear from you. Between soft coral and periwinkle blue, which one feels more like something you'd actually reach for? Drop a 1 or a 2 in the comments. And if you already own something in either shade, let me know that too. And here's my honest ask: if you're finding this useful so far, this is a great moment to hit subscribe if you haven't already. This channel is built entirely around exactly this kind of practical, no-fluff advice, released every single week. A quick like on the video helps more than you'd think too. It's genuinely how this content reaches more women who need it. Okay, let's keep going, because color number 3 might be the one that surprises you most. Color 3, warm camel. Here's a color that doesn't get nearly enough credit for how genuinely flattering and current it is, Warm camel. Unlike the cooler, starker neutrals many of us default to, camel carries an inherent warmth that works with your skin rather than against it. Regardless of whether you lean warm or cool-toned overall, camel functions almost like a golden hour filter for your entire outfit. It reflects a soft, honeyed light back toward the face, creating a gentle glow rather than the flat, sometimes sallow effect that cooler grays can sometimes create on more mature skin. It's also remarkably versatile as a neutral, pairing beautifully with nearly every other color on this list, meaning it becomes an incredibly practical foundation piece rather than simply a standalone statement color. A camel coat, a camel sweater, or even camel trousers instantly bring a sense of quiet richness to an outfit that black or gray, despite being technically neutral too, often simply cannot replicate in quite the same way. Color 4. Soft sage green. Moving on to a color many women overlook entirely, soft sage green. This muted, dusty green carries an earthy, calming quality, and it happens to be one of the most universally flattering greens available, since its softened, grayed-down tone avoids the more challenging, overly saturated quality of a bright Kelly or emerald green. Sage works beautifully because it sits in that same gentle, natural family as skin tones themselves, which means rather than fighting or competing with your complexion, it tends to genuinely harmonize with it. This creates an overall effect that reads as fresh and naturally radiant, almost as though your skin is simply glowing on its own, rather than the color doing visibly obvious work. This particular shade also carries wonderful seasonal versatility, feeling equally appropriate in a lightweight linen for spring and summer, or a cozy knit for autumn and winter, making it a genuinely practical addition to a year-round wardrobe rather than something reserved for one specific season alone. Quick pause again, because I have a feeling sage green just became a new favorite for some of you. If you've never actually owned anything in this shade before today, drop a comment and say adding this to my list. I'd love to see how many of you are discovering this color for the first time through this video. And if this video is genuinely helping you, please take a second and subscribe if you haven't already. It truly is the best way to make sure you catch every new video the moment it goes live. Give this one a like too while you're at it. It helps this reach more women exactly like you. Alright, let's finish up with our fifth and final color. Color 5. Soft butter yellow. And finally, a color that takes real confidence to embrace, but delivers an enormous payoff once you do, soft butter yellow. This isn't a bright, saturated lemon yellow. It's a much gentler, creamier version that carries genuine warmth without ever tipping into overwhelming or difficult to wear territory. Soft butter yellow works because it mimics natural, warm sunlight itself, reflected directly up toward your face. This creates an almost immediate brightening effect, particularly around the eyes and cheek area, that few other colors can replicate quite as effectively. It's also a color strongly associated with joy and positivity, and there's genuine truth to the idea that wearing a color that makes you feel happier tends to translate into how you carry and present yourself throughout the day. The key to wearing this shade successfully is choosing that softer, creamier version rather than anything too bright or acidic, and considering it first in smaller doses, a scarf, a blouse, or a cardigan, before committing to a larger, more dominant piece if you're newer to wearing yellow at all. Bonus section. How to ease into wearing these colors. Before we wrap up, if any of these 5 feel like a genuine stretch from your current comfort zone, here's a simple, low-pressure way to start. Begin with accessories rather than full garments. A coral scarf, a periwinkle bag, sage green earrings, or a small camel accessory, layered over the neutral pieces you already own and feel confident in. This lets you genuinely test how each color makes you feel and how it's received, without the bigger commitment of an entirely new garment purchase. Once you find yourself consistently drawn back to one particular shade, that's usually your genuine signal to invest a little further. A blouse, a cardigan, or even a full dress in that color, knowing you've already tested and confirmed it as something you love and feel confident wearing. Closing. So there you have it, 5 colors: soft coral, periwinkle blue, warm camel, sage green, and soft butter yellow. Each one working through that same simple principle, reflecting warm, gentle light back toward your face rather than creating the flat, harsh contrast so many of us have been defaulting to for years. The real secret was never about following trends. It was about understanding which colors genuinely work with your complexion rather than against it. If this video helped you rethink your closet a little today, that's exactly why we put out videos like this every single week. So here's my final ask. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's genuinely the time. Hit that button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Give this one a thumbs up if you're adding at least one of these 5 colors to your next shopping trip, and let me know in the comments which one you're most excited to try. Share this with a friend who's still living in black and gray. She'll thank you for it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.